After multiple failed attempts of trying to make Exynos work, the Galaxy S23 series was rumored to be the first of its kind to launch exclusively with Qualcomm silicon. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is slated to take full advantage of TSMC's N4 node and boost its Cortex-X3 core to 3.5 GHz. For as long as we can remember, Samsung has shipped 2 iterations of its flagship smartphone. A select few countries get the Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset, whereas the rest of the world gets the equivalent Exynos chipset. We saw this most recently with the Galaxy S22 series that was split across the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and Exynos 2200 processors. It has been evident for the past few years that the Exynos chipset can't quite match its Snapdragon counterpart. So while hopes emerge that this trend may be ending next year, a new rumor suggests otherwise. However, Samsung doesn't want to kill off Exynos just yet, according to information obtained by Ice Universe. The leaker posted on Weibo that Samsung's mobile experience department wants the Galaxy S23 to be an all-Snapdragon endeavor. A section on Samsung's top brass disagrees with that sentiment and wants to include Exynos 2300 tentative power variants. This is apparently creating a rift in Samsung's upper management. If the Exynos 2300 ever sees the light of day, it will almost certainly be manufactured on Samsung's 3GA/3GAE node. It uses an improved Gothic design over TSMC's FinFET, which should ideally give it an edge. However, Samsung hasn't had many customers for the node, with its only known customer being a Chinese cryptocurrency mining equipment maker. That said, it is unlikely that Samsung will take the two-sock approach with the Galaxy S23, especially when Exynos has fallen flat against Snapdragon almost every generation. The company would do well to lay low for a generation or two and make its comeback with the Galaxy-centric processor as planned for 2025. Not only will this help Samsung regain customer trust, but also give time for the fledgling 3GA/3GAE nodes to mature. Based on Samsung's 4nm EUV fab, the chip uses AMD's RDNA2 GPU, but its performance and power efficiency are far behind the competition. Despite the continuously poor showing from the semiconductor division, the top bosses at the company still want to equip the Galaxy S23 with the in-house Exynos 2300 chip for select markets. If this rumor pans out to be true, the Korean smartphone maker could launch the Exynos 2300-powered Galaxy S23 in Europe. Other markets would get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 variant of the phone. Samsung is already using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip in over 70% of the Galaxy S22 models shipped worldwide. The Exynos 2200-powered models account for the remaining 30% sold in Europe and select other markets. For next year, Qualcomm CDO Cristiano Amon previously hinted that this number could grow exponentially next year, as both companies have extended and expanded their partnership until 2030. Samsung is reportedly also working on a tailor-made SoC for its Galaxy phones, similar to Apple's A-series chips for iPhones. It could purportedly optimize the chip for its future Galaxy devices to deliver better performance and efficiency. But the exclusive SoC is not expected to arrive until at least 2025. Current Exynos chips are predominantly found in Samsung phones, but from time to time they make their way inside phones from Vivo and Motorola. Customers in markets where Samsung supplies the Exynos variants have always felt that they have received the short end of the stick. They're paying the same price for a device that's effectively not performing at a similar level compared to that exact same device being sold in another part of the world. That's not entirely fair to the customer, particularly when you consider the fact that this issue doesn't exist with other major flagships like the iPhone. This begs the question, what's the point anymore? If the project really does exist, perhaps Samsung should focus more on a complete overhaul of its custom flagship processor program to come out with a truly competitive chipset in the next few years. Dragging the Exynos brand along simply for the sake of it isn't necessary, and its customers shouldn't have to pay the price for it. So, what are your thoughts on this decision made by Samsung? Let me know it down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you for the next time. Peace out.